Blessings and welcome back to another beautiful day of walking the path of freedom. Another beautiful space, another moment of expanding our consciousness, another moment of deepening, as it is in this case, on this very day, deepening a sense of self-love, cultivating a sense of deep and profound self-love. My name is Daniel Roqueo, and as always, I'm deeply grateful that you are choosing to join me, that you are choosing to walk along this path, that you are choosing to allow for ever greater and grander expressions of who and what you are to emerge. So, thank you. Today, let's have a conversation about one of the most powerful tools, at least that I know of, in cultivating a sense of self-love. This is a tool that I've been utilizing for many years, but recently, as I was having a conversation with a friend, that conversation sort of put a twist on this tool. And the tool that I'm referring to is the beautiful tool of self-talk. Now, what this means is that we actually talk to ourselves. We consciously talk to ourselves. A lot of us are perhaps talking to ourselves sort of semi-consciously or sleepwalking, just mumbling, sharing with ourselves the thoughts and perceptions and experiences that we're having in the moment. But we can use our moments in between to actually lean into conscious, casual conversation, a healing conversation, a loving conversation with self. So how I do this, and as this came to me, as I was talking to my friend, I was sharing with her some challenges that I was going through, and I was sharing with her that I was experiencing a sense of efforting and struggling and trying to make it happen, trying to call manifestation into my experience. And I was sharing with her how tired I got from this, from taking responsibility for something that I have no responsibility for. It's all in God's hands, not mine. It's up to God to make it happen, not me. And my friend was sharing a conversation that she had had with a dear friend of hers about a year ago, where that friend had encouraged or invited my friend to begin to have a conversation with that egoic structure that perhaps is operating from a sense of not being enough, of not having enough, of fear or worry or doubt or whatever the case may be. To have a conversation, a loving, soothing, healing conversation with that part. And this instantly resonated with me. And so I chose to begin to call that part Danny. My name is Daniel. I've never been called Danny in my life. So I am not identified with Danny. And yet Danny is a nickname for Daniel. So even though I'm not identified with it, it's still a part of me. So I began to have a loving conversation, a healing conversation with Danny, which simply means that I open up by saying, hey, Danny, it's me. I just want you to know that I love you so much. I appreciate you. I acknowledge the work that you have been doing. But now, dear friend, the struggle is over. The battle is over. You made it. You're here. There's no need for you to struggle anymore. There's no need for you to work hard anymore. There's no need for you to, and whatever the case may be, whatever experience I'm in right now, whatever stories have been attached to, that's what I'm addressing. And basically, I just want Danny to know that it is time for him to relax. He is loved. He is cared for. He is provided for. All his needs are met. Everything is working for his good. All is well. So that he can begin to release and let go, so that that part can begin to release and let go of the structures, the stories, the fantasies, the beliefs that have been pushing him so hard, that have moved him into believing that he cannot for one moment, for one instant, relax, but that he always needs to be on his guard, that he always needs to be attentive, be alert, that he always needs to engage in countermeasures to prevent himself from being hurt or harmed or endangered. I want him to know that space that was so real for him, but now that space is over. Now the space is for him to revel, to celebrate, to rejoice in the magnificence of life. He doesn't have to protect himself. He doesn't have to work hard to make anything happen. He can release and let go of the notion that there is not enough, that he's not enough. So I'm having this conversation, and obviously I'm doing this, I'm having this conversation not when there's a lot of other people around, but in a space and in a place that is very still, that is very silent, where it's just him and me. So oftentimes the car is a beautiful place and space to have this conversation. The bathroom, taking those 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 90 seconds or whatever, using those moments in between, using that space to love him up, to make him feel loved, to make him feel, to assist in him feeling safe, to assist in him feeling secure, to assist in him feeling all right, to assist in him feeling provided for. So these conversations, they can go on for just a few seconds. It can be all from, hey Danny, I just want you to know I love you. I think you're awesome. You're doing great. I love you. You are my beloved. In you I'm well pleased. Or they can go on for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on the space I'm in. And the space, and depending also on how long it takes for Danny to relax. How hard he's holding on to the stories and to the fears and the worries and the doubts. Sometimes he's very swift in releasing, letting go, and sometimes he needs to be convinced. He needs to be nudged into releasing, letting go. But for every single time that he releases, that he lets go, that he begins to relax, that he comes into the feeling tone that all is well, beautiful healing is happening. It's like building a physical muscle. Every time it gets to be put to work, it strengthens, it becomes stronger. So this is a beautiful healing practice, a beautiful practice of self-compassion, of self-forgiveness, self-love. And I know in the beginning, it may feel very awkward. It may feel strange. A whole lot of discomfort may come up, embarrassment, shame, guilt, anger even, tears. There have been many moments of healing, crying that I've shared with Danny. And I want you to know, I invite you to know, that whatever comes up, it is all right. It is all right. So we want to be just as we're being loving and compassionate to that little child within, or whatever name we want to call it, to that hurt, harmed, afraid aspect of who and what we are. As just as well as we're being loving and kind toward that, we need to be loving and kind towards all of that which we are. Embracing and allowing everything that comes up to be as it is, knowing that it is not wrong. It is not something that we need to push away or run away from or cover up. We can be with it, because it is in the embracing and allowing, first of all, the becoming aware, and then in the embracing and allowing. It is in the embracing and allowing that healing happens. When we release our judgments about it, when we bracket our thoughts and opinions as to what should and should not be, what we should and should not be, when we get to completely, fully, freely embrace and allow us to be who and what and where we are in any given moment, that's when the beautiful healing happens. So this is my invitation to all of you to begin to have a loving, healing, soothing conversation with self. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until the next time, I absolutely bless all of our ways, and I bless all of our days. With much love, Namaste.